Okay, I'm going to take my quad here, show you how easy it is on the new setup for RaceFlight One. Never loaded RaceFlight One on this particular quad, so get our USB plugged in. Alright, plug in this. Okay, got the quad plugged in. Let's load Chrome. Go to your Chrome apps. RaceFlight, the original configurator. Alright. Firmware flasher. Load firmware locally. We want to put Revolt 211 bin. Open. Flash firmware. And just wait. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get started. I like how it says flashing awesomeness. For me, you know, some people say you have to put it in bootloader mode, DFI mode. That's not the case here. I don't know if my computer's different or what other people have to do, but for me it's just straight up flash it. No particular picking any loader or anything like that. It's already on the board. Alright, we're complete with that. Everything resets. Notice the unique tones it has now. Alright, so now we're going to go to the new RaceFlight configurator. It's an exe file, and you can download it offline. Loading. Okay, so it's loaded. Now, if you like this your first time, you're not too sure about what to go through first, we can go into our Chrome, and there is a PDF that you can load about your manual, in fact, how to set it up step by step. It shows all the boards, which version you have. I think I have version 2, which I do believe. And then your basic layout, what all to solder for different receivers. I have a Fataba, so I solder 5 volt and 5 volt, and then I do transmitter 1 to inverted, transmitter 4 to inverted. Your specific receiver will be different. So once we get past all the wiring, get down to the initial setup, flashing, which we just went through the flashing portion of this with the old Chrome app. We've downloaded it. Now, once we have our new loader executable file, that is, we'll go into flashing it. Into setting it up. Get down to the setup portion. Right here. Once it's flashed, follow the steps. You know, always remove your props, which I've done, as you can see. And then the first thing they want you to do is update the ESCs. So let's go back into our configurator. Click Update ESC. I have removed all my props and connected the battery. So let's connect our battery. Battery's connected. Check mark. Hit next. And it says please allow 2 minutes. And I think the first time I tried this it didn't exactly take 2 minutes, but we'll see how long it takes. Okay, it is complete. It shows where it went through and what the percentage it flashed each ESC individually. It actually shows the ESCs as 0, 1, 2, 3, but that's no big issue. It doesn't really matter. And it says one wire session ended, and it's complete. Okay, so we hit done. Let me get this out of the way. Hit done. Alright, and if we go back to our step by step, the next thing they want you to do is you scroll down, back, Calibrate Motors. right there. I know it's kind of hard to see. Let's go back to our configurator, Calibrate Motors. Alright, I've removed all the props. Now disconnect the battery. I've removed all props and disconnected the battery. Hit next. Alright, plug in the battery and wait till the ESCs have finished the calibration tones. Alright, plugging the battery back up. Really, it says Calibrate Motors, but you're pretty much calibrating the endpoints on your ESCs. So that's complete. Hit done. Let's go to our next step. Look in our step by step guide. Now set up the controller. Alright, so we'll just leave our battery plugged in for this. Select flight controller. Alright, I'm going to make sure our quad's sitting flat. Since my plug's on the side, I got to kind of lean it off to the side. Make sure it's flat, good and flat. Hit next. Now we'll put it on its nose. Hit next. The great thing about that, you can mount the flight controller any way you want to. You do not have to go in and set 45 degrees this way or 90 degrees that way. It does it automatically. It shows the orientation by that step. Hit done. Next step we will do is detect the receiver. Now I know from my previous setup it doesn't detect the Fataba that well. It detects Spectrum and Tyrannus real well. So since I know it doesn't detect mine, I'm actually going to go in and do it myself. So I'll go to configuration. I'll pick the particular one I have, which would be S-Bus TX pin, and it's on UART 1. Hit save. Go back to setup, and the next step they want you to do in the step-by-step guide is setting up your radio. Alright, so load the configurator back up front, set up radio. Alright, turn on the radio. Radio's turned on. Hit next. Alright, now it says move your sticks to all the corners. Right now I am setting endpoints. Okay, it says put the stick at idle. Put this one in the center. Hit OK. Alright, so now it says move stick to throttle up. I did. Yaw. Pitch up and right roll. Make sure my disarm switch is in the right position. Hit next. Now it's going to select your arm switch. My arm switch is going to be this 3-position switch here, so flip it up. Hit next. It automatically detects, so we can flip that back off and hit done. Alright, so now as you see on the screen, it's showing my arm channel. You flip it up, see how it's directly armed? Off. Did not have to set no endpoints, did not have to set the little bandwidth on there for where it lands. It does it automatically. Let's go back to our configurator, step-by-step guide. Now we do all through all the steps. Now it's time to do a hover test. Well, that will be step later outside. Now if you want to add a little extra something to your particular setup, like say for instance when I plug my ESCs in, normal series of beeps, correct? We go here on the ESC tab. Alright, loading ESC data. Wait till it goes through all its tones. Hit OK. Now we're on medium timing, beep strength, startup power. Now if you want to change a different tone when you boot up, just say for instance you want to kind of catch some eyes here, you can put the Imperial March tone from Star Wars. Hit save. Now when you plug your battery up, you will get a series of tones that no one usually hears. to say, for instance, you want something a little more different than that, I think I'm going to use the crazy start tone on mine, on this particular quad. Hit save. It has a very unique sound to it. Hit OK. If you want to save that, just to make sure everything's saved. Hit OK. So we're done. So guess what time it is now? Go out and fly. Hope this was helpful, or at least give you an idea how easy it is to set up RaceFlight One. There was one other thing I wanted to show you I forgot to put on there. That would be fixed motor direction and idle. I already had my motor set up the correct spin on this particular quad, but if you're setting it up for the first time and you just soldered all your motors as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, no crossing the wires or anything, you can go in right here. It's super simple. I've removed all props and connected my battery. So let's connect the battery again. There's my unique tones. Hit next. Now you see all your motors are spinning. That checks everything's good. Confirm that. Now we're going to check for proper rotation. See if I can find a little piece of paper or something. Alright, wait until all tones are finished. It has. Any other time I can find a piece of scrap. There we go. This will work. Alright, hit OK. And now start motors. Now what we want to do now is just check the direction they're spinning. Make sure it's all correct. Hit OK. Now they're spinning, so we can see that that one's turning clockwise by the way it kicks the paper out. Check this one. That one's turning counterclockwise, kicking the paper that way. This one's turning counterclockwise, it's kicking the paper to the left. And checking our last one, it's going the other direction. Now, if any of these were in the opposite direction, all you had to do, which I should have showed you while I was in the software, we'll go back, yeah, confirm. You see, if you look up here and all your motor tabs, if you want to swap any motor directions, you just slide the slider over. That will reverse the motor. No more swapping wires, no more troublesome trying to figure out how to get it swapped. You don't have to use BL Heli Suite or anything. You do it all through the pass-through within RaceFlight One. So my other quad I had to swap this direction and this one, since I soldered them all the same, and then I just hit confirm and the motors were set. So since we're through with all that, let's go out and fly. Okay, time for the quick hover test. We've just set up RaceFlight One, so let's plug it up. That's my unique tones. Alright. Get our battery strapped in. Pretty tight. There. Okay. Do something with our balance plug. Gotta get that out of the way. Let's see how we can put that in there and get it out of the way. Way it doesn't get up into the props. There we go. Alright, battery strapped in. Let's see what happens. Need to cut my grass a little bit there, but anyway. Location beeper works. It's a 2-position switch arm. You flip once, then flip again, and it spins up. So hover test, no trimming. That thing looks pretty darn smooth, not do any trimming. That's pretty awesome. I like it. Seems to work very well. I mean, very little drift whatsoever. It is a little windy today, but not enough to matter. Yeah, let's go get some batteries charged and take this baby out.